So apparently, if Arteta, if they sign Odegaard and Ramsdale, you would have had the highest spending in the transfer market. I'm like, someone say, how can you sign players
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
and the team is worse than you?
Arteta is sinking.
All those Lokonga and Co.
No,
Lokonga is a player, but like I said,
that ain't no speed, bro.
That boy is a baller.
That's a baller.
Real friend has said, I look at Ben White and he needs someone around him. Someone who can drag him.
You don't
and
start.
it's true.
You don't start.
He makes a good point.
You should stop that nonsense.
If this Ben White was in the team partnering David Lewis.
David Lewis.
No, David Lewis is the man, but David Lewis is the leader.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a leader. David Lewis is a leader.
Leader of what?
David Lewis is a leader.
David Lewis is a leader. He's a rally team. In a person where they shout, in a person where they go.
But the problem is that when you
can't defend.
When you rally a team, you don't play well.
Do you think David Lewis? No, wait. Do you think David Lewis is on the pitch and they bully Leno the way they bullied Leno?
Yeah, done it before. He was not there last season.
No chance.
No, it doesn't
No,
happen.
that bullying, no, it doesn't
It will
happen.
That doesn't
It doesn't
happen.
happen.
It doesn't happen.
I don't think it will happen.
They go pin goalkeeper.
No, the one that Batistaka didn't call. That they bullied
So-
the rising striker.
No, he didn't bully Leno.
Okay.
He didn't bully Leno. He was late on the ball,
that was
and Leno
when
got
he
injured.
Leno.
Baba.
No, you not bully.
I don't expect one player to have the sole responsibility of dragging the other 10.
You see, we always have this conversation of saying when you bring this guy in, he has influence on this.
Keep quiet. You think Van Dijk is
Van Dijk did it.
You think Van Dijk is the only one that does that at Liverpool?
You don't see Henderson there.
Even Anderson,
You see
James Miller.
This kind of talk I don't like.
Van Dijk did what?
The Liverpool team. You think it's only Van Dijk that is pushing everybody to
No,
success?
it's not only Van Dijk, but obviously it was a big influence.
Please.
But
Say
first of all, let me tell you,
influence.
this is what me I think. They signed you for 50 million. And then you now say, if you have somebody to drag you. So why would a footballer come in and say, I can play ball, but he just be saying, the same person if he drag me. They will drag you to hell.
Very stupid dragging. Because
No, because we always have this conversation like Van Dijk came in and sat everybody down in the dressing room and said, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise your mentality.
No, he didn't do that.
What
He didn't do that.
Van Dijk
Obviously,
did, Van Dijk did was be a good defender that he is.
Guess what?
He has gone in there, has performed like a defender.
And they can see it without him actually not talking. They can see that.
Going there, they brought you in for
Hold on.
50 million. Go there and be a good defender.
Hold on.
That's what you need to do.
We
It's
are
not like
talking
saying
about
you raise
mentality. The player doesn't necessarily need to talk that this is what I can do.
If I'm not mistaken, Van Dijk made his Liverpool debut in
Everton.
against Everton.
Yeah, got it.
scored a goal.
Guess what happened in that game? I can't remember if he scored or not. I remember one thing.
Remember he scored.
So he's inside the box and James Milner is outside on the byline. Somebody wants to cross and James Milner stands. James Milner is the oldest player at Liverpool.
Yes.
Played more Premier League games more than everybody.
Yes.
And I see Van Dijk standing on the touchline and screams at Milner using the F word.
I tell you what.
Now, there are not many players in that Liverpool team, not Salah, not Mane.
Yeah.
That can scream at Milner.
That can scream
that's
at
what I'm
Milner.
saying.
That's leadership. That's somebody
That's
somebody.
Same thing happened
That's
Liverpool,
somebody
Newcastle. Same
who's
thing
got
happened.
leadership qualities
Exactly.
inherent in him.
I agree.
Now, in the Arsenal team, when you look at the Arsenal team, they look. I'm sorry, Jamie Carragher said 4 years ago, which of them would you want your daughter to bring home as a son-in-law? And I sit down, I look at them. They are weak. Karen Carney was the co-commentator on Match Day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not being chauvinistic. A woman called the Arsenal players weak. If I were someone and a woman called me weak on national TV, the next game I'm breaking someone's leg. Guess what? It's not going to happen. Because those boys are weak. They are just naturally weak. They are okay. They are comfortable. I play for Arsenal. So you look around and nobody's angry. Jaffe Tanganga. Did you watch the Tottenham Man City game?
Yeah.
First 10 minutes in the game, clatters into Grealish.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the
Clatters
referee to call the goalkeeper,
Guess
the
what?
captain.
Clatters into
To tell
Sterling.
him that, tell this guy to calm
The
down.
referee calls him up, calls Hugo Lloris and say, calm down. What the guy is telling Sterling is, I will kill you
Today, let me tell you something.
You get.
Let me tell you something.
And I think Wan-Bissaka does it very well.
Perfectly.
Once they don't start match,
He will let you know I'm not the guy.
You're not the guy. You're not going to
You're not going to do that.
So let me tell you something. What I find very amazing, right, is how Arsenal have made signings all across the pitch, and every single player in that team right now is as you've described.
Yeah.
So they are weak because naturally I always feel like I can't. It doesn't make sense to find a defender that doesn't enjoy being the bad guy. That doesn't enjoy the negative.
You understand? Your dummy said, I see defenders and you don't have bruises on your face. I don't think you're a good defender.
So how is it that? How is it that Arsenal have made signings, and of all the signings they've made, they don't have anybody that is brutal in how they defend?
That means
it says something about
the mindset of the coach,
system.
exactly.
So because when you go in to get a player, and I always say this, you buy a good player. Lokonga is a good player. You've seen him in the first game. Good guy, nice touches, but is he a personality? Does he have a presence about him?
You know, people, when you use the word personality, people think you're loosely using it. There's something about when you get into the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to tell yourself, I'm not going to lose any 50-50 in this match.
Definitely.
If you have 4 or 5 players in a pitch who are not ready to lose 50-50s in a game,
yes, so you're halfway.
You're halfway.
It needed to transcend around the team.
And guess what? On Sunday, Tottenham, Man City, it was about winning 50-50s.
Definitely.
You're not going to beat me.
We'll be here for 5 hours.
Davinson Sanchez is a shocker of a defender.
But
on Sunday, he was not going to lose anything.
Yeah.
So with the Arsenal team, it's either you're going to go into the market and look for prototypes, a particular type of player with a personality. I'm going to walk into this team and I don't know how you do your job, but I'm going to do my job in a way that is very infectious.
Right.
Look,
who do you think is more talented? Richarlison or Pepe?
I think Pepe.
I think Pepe.
Yeah, I think Pepe.
You see the Richarlison, please?
Yeah.
We want to kill you.
Exactly.
Being a
Pepe just want to showboat.
being a new signing,
Showboat with no end product.
being a new signing at a club is almost like being a new student at a new school. So you've probably heard a lot of things about the new school, right? These guys, they're the happening guys. Yeah. Those guys are the bullies. Those guys, the brain guys. So you're going into that new school thinking, I don't want to get bullied. I don't want to get outperformed in terms of academics and all that. So you need to find how you are going to make your own statements. And you talked about what Virgil van Dijk did. That's why any day, anytime, I'm a big fan of David Luiz. He's a terrible defender some days. But the same thing Van Dijk did with Milner, David Luiz did with Frank Lampard. Imagine coming into Chelsea. Lampard is as big as they come. And he's telling Lampard, you can't be losing the ball in the middle. If you lose the ball, you're putting pressure on us. You can't do that. It was a game against Manchester United. He literally was screaming at Lampard. So you can't do that. So that's a guy that that...
It's the same thing Rooney did for Roy Keane.
Exactly.
I think there's a story in the dressing room. Rooney, I think he hides the remote control. You get?
Yeah.
And when Roy Keane comes, when Roy Keane begin to vex, you must give him whatever prank you're pulling.
Yes,
you must stop.
You must stop it.
Rooney didn't stop the prank. Say, I'm ready to take on you.
Yeah.
So everybody's looking at this kid.
Who is he?
So Roy Keane many years later, I mean, obviously you don't give it away in the moment. Says later on you realize that this boy is like one of us. He might be younger, but he's not right.
Exactly.
And you get your respect.
That's why I like Van Dijk. I remember when Liverpool were chasing the title, Liverpool-Newcastle game. I think James Miller wanted to take the corner kick, and he was shouting at Miller that leave the ball, and was commanding Shaqiri to go and take the corner kick, and he took the corner kick, and he nodded the ball, he scored. You see, and it was like I told you.
So that guy.
Can Ben White tell Nicola Pepe to leave the ball for Emily or leave the ball for Granit or leave the free kick for Granit?
So just so people don't not realize who we're talking about. My problem with Arsenal's performance is a team. So you prep for the Premier League opening for at least 2 months, right? Lots of the Arsenal players were in the Euros. Just Saka. Who else? Saka, Xhaka, right? Yeah. So those 2 players. So you prep for the whole 2 months for the return of the Premier League. Your fixtures are already. It's not Nigerian football. You know your fixtures ahead of time, right?
Shots fired.
And you're playing Brentford. They haven't been here for 74 years. First time ever in the Premier League. And the least you give on the day is fight.
No, if I was him,
When the match starts, as an amateur footballer, I'll be so excited that I want to win every ball. Look, I've missed this thing. I mean, I saw some players as if it was their
preseason.
21st game of the season, like they're tired.
I'll tell you something.
Just to add to that, you know Brentford are just coming into the Premier League after 74 years. So definitely they want to make a statement. They want to make a statement. So the atmosphere, that should play in your mind. And it shouldn't be we Arsenal. They will take the points from. Just like the commentator on that day.
Mourinho always tells, Mourinho says a lot. These guys are more motivated than us.
Yeah.
He says it in press conferences. This team at the moment they're pumped. They're playing Chelsea. They're playing United. Big team coming to town. Clearly, you can't match their level of motivation. So I am telling you beforehand that those guys are more pumped than us. What I should do to you is that if you want to give a 50%, raise it to 80. Because they are coming with 100.
100, definitely.
So you cannot go into a kind of game like that.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen on Friday. After 50-50 ball, Brentford were winning it.
I think Carlos Chambers. I think it was one that didn't clear the ball.
That led to the goal.
That led to the goal. Then the guy comes in and starts shaping to shoot.
Look, and it was like,
if I was the guy that hired Arteta in the first place, he's not going to, see another game. I think I'll fire him immediately after that Brentford game. Even when you play street football, you can play against people and you know immediately the game starts. This person is more talented than I am. I can't really play as much as this person can. But if there's one thing that I would make sure of, you're not going to win those challenges. I think it is very disgraceful when you play football, whether at a professional level or on the streets, and you get bullied on every turn. It is actually very disgraceful. It doesn't happen.
And that was what happened on Friday. That was what happened on Friday.
An ex-Premier League player said something. I'll never forget it. He said, when you go and play against teams that you're more talented, and in their home ground, their fans are very noisy, very vociferous, what you want to do is silence the crowd.
Immediately.
First 10 minutes, silence the crowd.
Immediately.
Move the ball better. Make sure that you're not losing
Just
balls.
show class.
Just show that you're better than
them.
guys. When you do that, the crowd gets quiet, they start
get the
getting
message.
nervous, and then you beat them.
Yeah.
Guess what happened in the first 10 minutes? Clearly, that's why I got really pissed. I've been an advocate of Arteta, but I told Lakunle, I said, I'm sorry, it's not good enough.
I think he should go.
I think he's not good enough.
I think he should go.
You go into a game against Brentford, UB has talked about it, 74 years away in the Premier League. First time their fans are going to watch game at the Brentford Community Stadium in a year. There's something you should expect
In the Premier League.
You're expecting that the atmosphere will be so pumped. 10 minutes into the game, your team starts to play out from the back. You could see clearly. You could see
God
clearly.
bless you for this point you're
Pablo
making.
Murray, he was the target. He was
And
shaking on the ball.
He was struggling.
He was struggling, so they're pushing him. I'm telling my players, it's not going to work. Pump the ball forward, let's play from there.
Which brings me to my next
He kept
point.
playing the same way.
Which brings me to my next point. A coach that cannot affect the game from the bench is a no-no for me.
I agree.
And that is Mikel Arteta
A
for you.
coach that cannot affect the
You
game.
know,
I totally agree.
Sorry, you make your point. When I see a team start playing a certain type of way, and the coach is on the touchline,
He's not
He's seeing the
reacting.
mistake. He's not reacting to the mistake, but wants to be idealistic about his game plan.
Come on.
I'm sorry, that's a stupid coach.
And that is who Mikel Arteta is. And that is who Mikel
I'm
Arteta
watching
is.
the game with you now, right? We're together watching the game, right? I said, what is this obsession
About
passing from the back?
But here's another thing. How is it that Arteta has been there how long now?
2.5.
2.5 years.
But this is the second year.
The second
This
year.
is second
Second full
year.
season.
Full year, yeah.
But let's
So
not
he's been
forget,
there
he took over in January of the other year.
So it was December.
So it's been
December,
there.
actually.
December.
So it's been there 1.5.
Yeah.
So how is it that the team still it's obvious that you want to play out from the back. So how is it that after multiple defensive signings, multiple midfield signings, how is it that you still cannot play out from the back?
Is it not somebody who sat on this show and said Golf 2? Talk about Golf 2. You want to carry Golf 2 and go and race a Range Rover.
So that's one. How is it that you still can't pass out from the back after a year plus? That's one. Two is, how is it that the manager, the Brentford manager, obviously planned, to counter that Arsenal's
Particular
to
style.
pray on that weakness.
So how is it that the Brentford manager planned towards
able to
that,
do his own
but
work.
Arteta didn't
Didn't
find any weakness.
or the
Brentford team.
Exactly, because Arsenal felt like they were just playing. Let's just anything.
And-
It didn't look like there was a plan. Brentford, you could tell from the beginning.
It felt like pre-season. It felt like
Arsenal didn't have any plan.
It felt like pre-season to Arsenal. I think the only player winning
It felt like that.
the only player winning the 50-50 ball on Friday was Kieran Tierney.
Well, Tierney.
Yeah,
And
Tierney-
he
Tierney
created most chance that day, and it was like he was the only one doing too much. Those players are just using Arsenal like a side hustle, especially Hector Bellerin.
fantastic point.
Especially Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin is playing football for Arsenal like, okay, this is like a side hustle for me. Once I'm done, let me go for my fashion business. And it's because of the mentality of the
That's a
coach,
fantastic
just
point.
like you said.
Right. So let's speed up on Arsenal because we spent 15 minutes talking about Arsenal, and it's funny because if the cameras could zoom into my script, right, I literally did not have anything to do on Arsenal. I literally just left them empty because I was like, how do I start to approach doing a script or a talking point about Arsenal? But I think the conversation we've had just covers everything. So this will get really, really messy before it actually starts. Arsenal play Chelsea next.
Yeah.
That's Lukaku's potential debut.
Yeah.
Right. So Arsenal play Chelsea at home. They travel to West Brom. Right.
West Brom is not the Premier League.
West Brom just came.
Yeah.
That's the link up.
Right. That's the League Cup.
Yeah.
Then they play Manchester
Man
City.
City in the
Etihad.
Premier League.
Right at the Etihad. Then they travel. Then they play at home to Norwich. That's the game you think they'll win. Then they play Burnley away from home. Right. So this thing can get very ugly
Yeah, exactly.
before it actually starts.
Before end of September.
So-
0 points potentially for
So
9
I'm just going to take a poll. Arteta stays up until January or not?
No. If no. I don't see him because
I don't see him staying until January. I don't see him staying until January.
That the board are disgruntled. The board themselves all of them should be fired.
Yeah, exactly. So
I think all of them, everybody on that board should be fired.
I don't think I can put my money on Arteta
Kroenke should
getting
go.
fired, at least
Kroenke
early
should
on in
go.
the season.
I don't think they will fire him.
Yeah, because they lack ambition.
Right.
Yeah, I think they lack ambition at the club.
I feel if we still have Kroenke as the owner of Arsenal, and we have
Somebody
Edu,
said that the world is so unfair.
and
How
Arteta will
does
definitely
Arteta
not
have
leave.
a job and Conte is jobless?
I think Conte is actually the job because he wants
I
to.
don't understand.
Of course. Because, Conte clearly knows what he wants to do.
And it won't take nonsense.
Right. Hi there. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Please leave a subscribe on the channel, The Hindsight Podcast, and also on Instagram at The Hindsight Podcast. It's the same on Twitter as well. Leave a like, a retweet, or a comment. We'll see you soon.